radioee.net, un canal radial móvil y multilingüe.
You are listening to radioee.net, a mobile, multilingual, online radio station.
What if you make a mistake?
Oh, I have already.
You could say repeat and then just do it again.
Oh, they're doing it, believe me.
The thing about Pat is that when he makes contact with somebody, chances are he's met that person or he's talked to them online before. So it's hilarious. It's like the airwaves are filled with his friends.
Can you tell that the way that someone is making the Morse code, who is he? Like, can you recognize that person, that the way that he's managing the machine?
Yeah, well, Morse code operator, that's called, your particular signature of using Morse code is called your fist, because you use your hand to do it. And yeah, not me, I can't. I can tell someone, if this person's very experienced, they're going fast. But yeah, someone like Pat can actually tell, can recognize somebody's fist as well. Yeah.
This is Patrick, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, that person that we just briefly talked to was Steve, and he's located in Virginia, and he was sending out...
Estás oyendo Radio Espacio, Estacion. Radio Mambí. La Grande. Dale.
Estás escuchando Radio Espacio Estación, transmitiendo en vivo desde Giant Motors. Un taller mecánico de chapa y pintura en Miami Beach, Florida. radioee.net, vinculando conceptos locales a través de la red de internet.
What happened is that 10 years ago, immigrants could, anyone that that was going to drive in the state of Florida could apply. Before that, could apply for driver's license.
without ticket, without your status.
And they were granted, and it was thinking about, we want to make sure that everyone that drives has a driver's license, passes a driving test, and has an insurance. That was great.
That's it.
The problem is that when all this terrorism fear came to the country, they were like, we're granting driver's licenses to everyone, so we need to control it, and it cannot be immigrants because immigrants are a threat.
Claro.
With that fear of trying to rule out terrorists, they left 11 million people out like that. And people, what do? They have to drive somehow. So right now, they have to prove that they're residents here, that they're residents or citizens or tourists with a visa.
Solario. radioee.net presenta Solario. An episode about the sun's powerful presence and promise in transportation, migration, and climate transformation. You're listening to radioee.net. Transmitiendo en vivo desde Dallas, Texas. radioee.net, radioee.net.
Estamos transmitiendo en vivo desde Dallas, Texas. Estamos acá gracias a una invitación de Sofía Bastidas, de Fellow Curator at the Apollo Gallery at SMU, de donde estamos transmitiendo. Y por este episodio de Solario, I have the pleasure to be sitting next to my favorite sidekick, Stephanie Sherman.
Buen día, Augustina.
Buen día, Stefo. We have Sebastian Bilber on the soundboards and Camila Alvarez on the backstage, helping us out with all our logistics and dynamics on the social media. We will be broadcasting today until 7 p.m. Central Time. And this episode is called Solario. Durante este episodio vamos a explorar el poder y la promesa del sol en el transporte, la inmigración y la transformación climática. Vamos a conversar sobre la energía solar, la ecología en el complejo contexto de Dallas, en su infraestructura y su desarrollo. Nos vamos a preguntar cómo Estados Unidos puede aprovechar el sol, tan presente en esta ciudad, para evolucionar fuera de una economía basada en el petróleo. ¿Y cómo afectará este nuevo panorama político republicano que está invadiendo todos nuestros medios sociales el futuro del Sunbelt, donde esta ciudad se encuentra?
radioee.net presenta Ciclo. Ciclo. Exploring all things architecture. Ciclo. Transmitiendo en vivo desde una bicicleta colectiva. Ciclo. Traveling the future path of the underline.
And we start pedaling. Everybody start getting acquainted with your rhythm.
And just go with the flow. That's what we learned, is just go with the flow. You'll feel it. If we need to go backwards, the pedals will just take you there.
And tell us about Miami and its bike history.
Turns out Miami is actually one of the places where bike culture in America got going in a big way. So as long ago as the 1880s, right? In 1880, a strange, eccentric writer of children's books, a creative guy named Kirk Monroe, who lived in Coconut Grove, invented something called the League of American Wheelmen. Is a gender-biased name in those days. Now we call it the League of American Bicyclists, and it's the biggest advocacy organization for bike culture, bike safety, and bike infrastructure. So he started it. He actually had membership card number 1. And people in Miami, where bikes have been pushed to the side of the road or ignored as if they're toys to be put away when someone grows college age, we don't think of ourselves as a bike city, not like Portland or Amsterdam or something. We really actually could be. And Kirk Monroe kind of paved the way for that. He lived in Coconut Grove, and he would promote the idea to his dandy friends from New England. They would come down in the wintertime and do something they called the Wheelman's Winter Rendezvous, which was the origin of bike tourism in America.
classic captain words that we should learn?
Well, definitely ahoy, because that's an important word, and all the kids in my family love to say ahoy.
¿Qué quiere decir ahoy?
Like pirates are like, ahoy there, matey.
Ahoy!
Ahoy, exactly.
But is it like some sort of like joy scream, or you just scream ahoy at all given times?
Just like when you're saying hello, it's almost like hola in Miami. It's
Okay, ahoy.
It's pirate Spanish.
Okay, perfecto. Pirate Spanish. I like this pirate language. ¿Qué más pirate language? Share more.
Oh, I mean, as far as
ahoy.
Ahoy.
¿Qué onda when you see land? Is there such for when you are lost in the middle of the sea and all of a sudden?
You could say like there's a spoil area. So the spoil area is probably something that you don't want to run over, so it'll spoil your day. There's actually a lot of lore about fishing. So like for instance, what I always find so fascinating is to talk to fishermen. There's this very funny belief that you should never bring bananas on a boat. And quite recently, I went fishing with some friends, and we weren't catching anything. And just randomly, I asked the question, did anyone bring breakfast this morning, like a banana or something like that? And this guy pulls out 6 bananas, and so immediately we throw them overboard. And within 15 minutes, we caught like a bunch of mahi-mahi. And we just like, wow, it's a true statement. Really, bananas really do protect the fish and hinder the fishermen. So
nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore on the water.
Yeah.
RadioEE.net presenta
Transmissão Fordlândia. Uma jornada na cidade esquecida de Henry Ford, na selva amazônica. Percorrendo rios, estradas e seringais. O presente de um lugar construído para o futuro e conhecido por seu passado. (16 e 17 de setembro).
September 16 and 17. Listen live.
Rádio EE.net. Rádio EE.net. Diretamente de Fordlândia, Amazônia, Brasil. Rádio EE.net.
Um, dois, três.